So, what do you have to tell me? School's tough, right? I'm listening. Ooh. We don't want that much highlight on the nose. No. Getting lipstick everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry, were you talking to me? You were. Oh, because I thought you were just telling me complete bullcrap this whole time. Well, I mean, yeah, I've known you since you were this big, sweetie. Your auntie knows everything. So why don't we cut the crap and you tell your auntie what's really going on? Because, judging by the way that you've been real sneaky lately, and you stopped bringing around your friends that you've had around for how long now? I know I only come over once a week to yell at your mother, but come on, sweetie, I can catch on. I follow your social medias. I'm like a genie. Genies do stalk people, right? I'm kidding, but let's get real. Tell me. Ready? We'll do it together so you don't feel uncomfortable. Let's count down from 5 and we'll say it at the same time. What you have to say, okay? Ready? 5. Yeah, I'm getting right up in your face. 4. 3. 2. Are you ready? 1. I knew it. Well, of course I knew it. I think your mother doesn't know it either. Have you told her yet? And let me guess. She's still on edge, right? It's not polite to chew gum when you're talking serious. Because I'm listening now. I wasn't listening like 2 minutes ago whenever you were just telling me about school troubles, because I know dang well you do not care about school. It's okay, come here. You're okay. Shh, 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 shh. You're shaking. Oh, bring it in. Bring it in like I taught you earlier when you were younger. You bring it in when you're feeling down and you get a big hug, okay? I'll stop before I chase you away, like you think you're chasing everybody else away. But you're not. You think you are. And I know this. But you're not. You're you. And I know that you are you. I just don't know why you waited so long to tell me. Okay. Maybe not me, but everybody else. And it can be a challenge, trust me. I know. I may not know everything that you're going through, but I do know that my personal experience whenever I was younger, we didn't come out as anything. We kept it very private and didn't let anybody know because we didn't want anybody to see the real us. See, here's the thing about you loving who you love naturally. It starts with people fearing what they don't understand. They think, why is that person with that person? Why is that person holding hands with like somebody that could be the age of my mom? And the biggest one, why is that person holding hand with another one of them? And that's just not realistic, is it? Because we were born, well, when I was born, and to this day, everybody is told something and how to act and how to be. And if you don't follow those other people's rules, God forbid you follow your own, you're going to be judged for it. And it's as simple as that. People fear what they don't understand, sweetheart. And your mother especially. Don't blame your parents for not accepting you the way you are. For not wanting to love who you want to love. Don't blame them, sweetie. They were born that way. They were born to be hateful. Not hateful per se, more judgmental. They were born to keep quiet. Hell, don't ever say this to your mother, but when she was little, she had a crush on a neighborhood girl. And they would spend all their time together. And all she ever wanted to do was like hold hands with her and kiss her on the cheek and just wrap her arms around her and just show her all the love. And the neighbor girl loved her back. I knew it. I saw it. I watched it all the time while trying to play pranks on her and your uncle. But unfortunately, her parents wouldn't allow it. Not your grandmother or grandfather, the neighborhood's parents. And I wonder if that might be to this day why she's a little bit bitter when it comes to, things like that. And especially with you coming out. You know what I mean? So, we can't blame people for what they were taught when they were younger. And all we can do is just try to understand their feelings, believe it or not. I know. Honey, I know you want them to understand you. But the thing is, you're already you. You were already being who you wanted to be prior to you coming out. You couldn't hide it. If I knew, trust me, other people know. And so did your mother. And she loves you so much. But everybody's putting up walls, like they'll use any excuse to not want to understand. Not because they don't want to, I guess, but probably because they're scared to. They just don't want to see you be you. They could be jealous, Like I said about your mom, don't ever say that. Wanting to, love who she loved when she was younger. And I'm not saying she never loved your father. That has nothing to do with it. What I'm saying is, it's a different world today. People are getting tired. People are growing old and getting tired of not being able to express themselves. And here you are, a beautiful, blooming human being, expressing yourself and being who you are and loving who you love. You can't help who you love. And somebody's gender, somebody's physical body should never dictate who you care about or who you love. Okay? So listen to me. When I tell you that it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. I'm telling you that now. Your parents might not accept you right away, sweetheart. And you always have your auntie to come to. If I'm not at work or, trying out new makeup and failing, but that's okay, sweetie. You can always come to me. You can always reach out to a friend. Or you can accept it how it is. And let me promise you something. You are their child. And they might not understand now. And you might be feeling right now that this is all about you, which it is, but hear me out. That they should listen to you and just accept you for who you are and move on with it. But unfortunately, we know your mother. We know that's not gonna happen. So what we can do is slowly try to make them understand. show them who we really are, because that's who you were before you told them, and that's who you're going to be after, which is now. So, I want you to, later on, I want you to sit down your parents, and I want you to tell them again, okay? But this time, I just want you to tell them that you're coming out, that no matter their decision or judgment, that you love them, that you support them, and if they accept it, then you keep being who you are, sweetheart. And if they're a little bit iffy and they're like, oh, here we go again, you're just confused, or you don't know what you're talking about, and the biggest one, trust me, that I've heard from everybody else, especially at my job, you're too young to understand what you really want. And that's blatantly not true. So, if that's the case, you just again tell them you love them and that you accept them for who they are. And you go on with your life the way that it was prior. Don't let you being who you are dictate who you are. Because again, and I'll say it again, you were you before you told them you were coming out, and you will be you right now. Okay? Now, after giving you a dose of hard reality, how about, before I get out of here, I have a date with Uncle Jones. I give you one of those old-fashioned scalp massages and actually tell you that your feelings are valid and that your auntie can see the fear in your face. But your auntie also knows that she can promise you that things are going to be okay. It's a different world today, and people are starting to be themselves whether anybody cares or not. Because that's what it is. So can I give you a scalp massage? Okay. Anyway, though, I know that it's hard coming out to your parents. I do. I really do. Now, I want to point out that I don't know exactly what you're going through, but I can try to understand, sweetheart, so you can tell me. Just relax. Scratch your scalp. I know. And of course you want your parents to accept you. And that's the frustration part of it, is that you're literally frightened to tell them something you can't even help. Does that make sense? You loving who you love. Is frustrating to tell your parents. But I can promise you, back when it was so rare to see, a female holding another female's hand, or vice versa, or anybody in between. Everybody identifies as something, and if the other person doesn't understand that, they fear it, and then the fear becomes hatred or jealousy, and they react differently, so. But again, they are your parents, and they're always going to love you. Always. But I want you to know again, your feelings are valid. And no matter what, they will always love you. Always. Just like I love you. So much. You are so very important to this family. You are, and you're so very important to me. I, unfortunately, never had children, but I really almost consider you like my own. And I stuttered there because I know how much your parents love you, and I know how much of a deal this is. I know that in my eyes it doesn't seem like a big deal because I see you for you, and I see you for who you love. You know what I mean? But I can also see it in your eyes that you're struggling. That this is actually a really hard thing to tell your parents. I know. And I'm sorry for not being able to fully understand, but again, I'm really trying. I can understand where you're coming from, but I don't feel what you're feeling. And that's the thing. That's the difference. Is even though I don't feel what you're feeling, I accept and see that your feelings are valid anyway. And I know in time, whether it be 2 days, 2 seconds from now, 2 years from now, another lifetime from now, they're going to understand. And if they don't, like I said, I don't understand your feelings. They're going to accept you for who you are, or at least love you for who you are. You're their child. And let's say, for some reason, and I know your mother, like I've said 30 times, that they disown you tomorrow, kick you out, say, I don't accept you for coming out, that's gross, like that goes beyond our religion, I taught you better than that, completely bigoted, hateful things that don't matter and don't mean a thing. Well, number one, at least you know, you can't change, you know, you can't change stupid, and you can't change somebody who can't change themselves. And I don't ever want you to take them not accepting you personal. Again, you can't change somebody who can't change themselves. Ultimately, we were raised not to believe in that stuff. And after being so old like us, it's hard to change your beliefs. Again, either way, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Okay? I hope my advice helped. And I'm sorry for the beginning here, whenever you first came in. It's just, I can see right through your bullcrap. I've known you since you were so little. And we've had so many times together, eating, going out to eat, and I've watched you stare at people. I've watched you pretty much fall in love by watching somebody else eat a hamburger, and I knew. And you know what? I think your parents knew too. And I think things are going to be okay. I'm just trying to give you the hard reality. Because as much as I think I know, your mother, she could just really fear, and maybe it's because she doesn't want you to get hurt, or she just wants you to be in love, and she doesn't grasp that, like, two people of the same gender can be together. I don't know. I'm just trying to tell you that you're safe, and that you're loved, and I love you, okay? But okay. I am going to get the heck out of here. I have a date at Steak and Shake. And you're welcome to come with if you want. Big hug. Big hug. Okay. Are you okay? It's going to be okay, sweetheart, okay? I promise you. You are who you is going to change that. You love who you love. And that's it. And your parents will always be your parents, so make sure you tell them that you accept them and you accept their decision no matter what. And, yeah. Okay. I love you. I'm gonna get going. You coming?